Hi guys, it's your old mate Daryl and your mate Toby. It's freezing cold here today in Withensea. But it could be a lot worse, couldn't it? Go on then. Yeah, Toby's telling me he wants to go down on the beach. Come on then. Just take it easy. I'll just put Toby on. There you go. So we're going down the steps onto the beach. The sea's out for miles, so we haven't any problems. We're not going to get swept away. We won't be swimming. He likes his beach, does Tobes. Well, earlier on I was at Coastguard, Hornsey. Nothing remarkable happened, just a nice quiet watch. We actually saw a ship on the horizon. Other than that, nothing. Lots of people on the promenade though, which there were waves coming right over. Hi Dave, how are you this afternoon? Hope you're good. It's absolutely brass monkey weather here in Withensea right now. And we're expecting bucket loads of rain tomorrow. So I may or I may not be out. We'll have to see. The sky doesn't look too brilliant, but it's not raining. So that's a good bit. Well, I believe Suella Braverman's defected to UK reform. So we'll have to see what happens. Come on, Tobes. Well, I'm going to go up here, I think. No, I'm not. We'll go on the next one. The next proper set of steps. Not these short ass ones, the ones after. Yeah, we're pretty much okay at the moment, I think. We're not going to get washed over by the tide. Come on, Tobes. Could go up them steps if we wanted, but I'm not. We go further up onto the next steps after this. Not these, but the ones after. It's like a moonscape, isn't it? Yeah, so if the weather's as bad as what they say it's going to be, I won't be going out tomorrow. But apparently you've got this storm Chandra coming in, and it's going to sweep over the entire country. Bit here when the tide's coming in. It can be quite far out down there, but it's right up to the rock armour. Which obviously becomes an issue at getting past it. But I looked and I thought, well, we're way out at the moment. Nothing bad's going to happen to us. No freak waves that are going to wash me and Toby out. So we're pretty much okay, I thought. I'll give you all a treat by walking on Withensea Beach. Hi Tia, hi, how are you today? Hi wonderful horseshoe. It is cold here. It's very cold. I'm okay, I've got loads of clothes on. Underneath it's a quilted Ivy's jacket, I have a jumper, shirt and t-shirt and tracky bottoms and hiking boots. Toby's got 2 coats on, I have my hat and my gloves. We're pretty much alright, but the fingertips are absolutely freezing. But other than that, yeah, it's good. So I'm going to come off the beach at this point, I think, because otherwise I'm walking over all these steps up and down. So I may as well get it over and done with here. It was a good walk we had yesterday, weren't it? Going through the holiday camp, you know, but seeing the mobiles and things, and I enjoyed that there. I've not been on there for a long while, So it was good seeing it. I was surprised. I was surprised that there were as many cars there, people visiting it. I'd have thought the place would have been practically dead. And of course, taking a look at the lifeboat afterward, sorry, the lighthouse afterwards. Yeah, I should imagine. Well, it won't be getting any warmer where you are, will it? Wonderful horseshoe. It'll be just as cold, if not colder. Yeah, I'm just changing hands. So I've got Toby with me, see? Hi ABC, how are you? Tomorrow's supposed to be awful. They say you've got this storm Chandra coming. I know we're going to have gale force 8 winds. So it's going to be absolutely horrendous. If it is, I won't be going out tomorrow. But we'll have to see what happens. It might not be as bad as what they say. You never know. You can never really 100% tell with the weather, can you? I'm good. Toby's good. What more can I ask for? Even though it is horrible weather. We're both doing good. The old Duchess is at home watching my telly and she's good. All I'm wishing for is a little bit of nicer weather. Just a bit. Just a little bit warmer. Someone's carrying a dog, I think, so I'm just gonna get Toby down here a little bit. We've still got the stone gates closed. We've had them closed for the last couple of weeks. So I don't think the weather's going to improve substantially anytime soon. But it's nice when you get a day like Saturday, I think it was, which is nice, even though it's cold, bitter cold, but it's blue skies, and you see that big orange thing in the sky. Doesn't give off a lot of heat, but it's nice to see it. You know it's there. Yeah. Is that for you out there in Florida, Jack? It's going to be damn cold here tomorrow as well. And we're going to be getting a lot of rain. and gale force 8 winds. That is really serious. It's not hurricane. Over here to be force 12 to be hurricane, but it's certainly to be noticed. The winds and the tide would be more than enough to lift stones and rocks from the beach onto the promenade. So it's as bad as that. I don't think that I'll be coming out. We'll see anyhow. Well, 2 more people got swept into the sea, didn't they, in Devon? Apparently they found the second body today. I think it were 2 fishermen. All week, it's going to be bad here for a few days. Where am I from? ABC. Originally I'm from Manchester, but I live in a place called Withensea, which is on the Yorkshire coast, and we're about 20 miles east of Hull. What you see in front of you is the North Sea. Well, we're up to 20 people. I'd just like to say to everybody, thank you very much for joining us. I'd like to welcome you to my channel. If you're enjoying it, please like, comment, share and subscribe. There's lots of stuff on my channel. There's these walks, there's lots of them, but there's also quite a few videos of Hull Docks, the village of Paul, medieval town of Hedham, and other things which you might find interesting. And I'm always adding new stuff. If you don't want to subscribe, okay, comment, tell me what you like, what you're not keen on, what you think I should do better at, what you would like to see. And I'll talk about something else if you want. We have some really good conversations on here. Oh, you're from Iran? Yeah, I've seen bits on the television right now about Iran. You stay safe, won't you, ABC? I believe things are pretty difficult at the moment. Go. Oh, watching the tide this morning. Came in for, I think it was 10:30 at Hornsey, and it was washing right over the promenade, right over the seawall. A really strong tide. You went past. Hi Edward. Oh, you did you? What made you think of Rory Gallagher? on, Toby. That's better. So now he's in front of me. Come on. To my left. So I'll be doing a 7-mile walk today, I should think. Well, from my Coastguard station, my manager was saying there was enough of us to have 4 people on a shift, and they're talking about having one of us out on patrol. You know, with a radio, just watching out for problems and being there to help. So I'm not sure how we're going to work this out. When the clocks go forward, our shifts go up from 3 to 4 hours. So in April we'll have 4-hour shifts, so with 4 people, probably each one of us takes an hour probably. You're out for an hour. That's nice in the sun. Who minds that? Being out in shirt sleeves. But in weather like this, even with your high vis on, it's not going to be good. Hello. Anyhow, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Here's our friend, look. Hello, little man. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she? You're gorgeous, you are. We know you, and we know you're gorgeous. Oh, I know. Tomorrow it's going to be raining. I probably won't be going out tomorrow.
Wednesday's alright, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's just hope. I hope I can get out tomorrow to my walks and things. If it's really bad though, no, he won't go out anyhow. He's a bit of a sooner.
A bit of sunshine.
Yeah, that's what we need. And I shall see you in a bit, mate. Take care. Oh, it's a lovely, lovely, lovely dog, that greyhound. Hi, Dwayne. Right, I'm with you. Are you okay, Dwayne? Hello, mate. Let's have a look at the tides. So actually I'm looking, in a way I'm looking forward to that. Out for an hour, have a walk round, see what's going on. High water 9:43 and 9:49 tonight. 3:36 low water, so we are out for a long time. Oh, Dwayne. How did I do? I did okay, I did well. I got mainly A's for my answers, and I got a few B's. Now that means I knew most of it without thinking. There were a few things he had to prompt me for, because it's a bit like a Viva. You know, when you've done a big dissertation or a doctorate or something like that, you've got your thesis, and what happens is sit there and they question you on it, and they ask you about this and ask you about that. What is your opinion of this? Why did you do that? What do you know about the other? So it was a little bit like that, but not as hard. And I got mainly A's with a few B's. So that means A is you know your stuff without prompting. B is that. I have a feeling that might be the Coastguard's plane. C is if you have to give you a load of prompts on a question, and D means you don't know it. You need more training. I got no D's, I got no C's, I got a few B's, but mainly A's, which is basically the area I wanted to be. Nobody knows it all. On the other hand, the worst place to be is if you're having to prompt you on everything and you just scrape through. And that didn't happen either, so I did well. If I'd have been Ofsteded, like an Ofsted inspector when I was a teacher, I'd have got a good with outstanding features, which is round about what I always used to get. One time I used to get an outstanding, but mainly good with outstanding features. So that's the ballpark I was, and I was happy with that. Thanks, Dwayne. Thanks a lot. I used to say to my kids in my class, never be overconfident. However much revision you do, you can always do a little bit more. If you're too overconfident, that is when you'll slip up, and you'll slip up over second things which will cost you those marks. You can't revise enough, let alone revise too much. There's always that little bit more, and that might be the bit what makes a difference. And that's what I was telling myself as well. But I got there. Yeah, anything less, I'd have been disappointed in myself. If it had like B's and C's, and I would have been a bit disappointed. But to get A's with a few B's, that's okay. That is where I am. That is where, with my degree, I came out with an upper second. I was 3 marks off a first. 3 marks. Oh God. But no, it was what it was. My MA, I was about 4 or 5 marks off a distinction. And my PhD, well, it's just pass or fail, but and when I was monitored at school, it was always good, now and again outstanding, but mainly a 2+, which is good with outstanding features. Ofsted will just say good or outstanding, whichever, But you know how well you're doing, your school will tell you. Well, Daryl, you're definitely a 2. You've done well on this, you've done well on that. You know, a little bit more on the other, you know, that would boost you. And a bit more on this. You need to just work a bit more on that. And that should bring you up a bit further. You know, your mentors will tell you when you're teaching. But I always got that basically good with outstanding features. And now and again I'd get the odd outstanding, but never very often. Sort of like, that was a 1. So it was like a 2+. So that's basically what I got last Monday, and I was happy with that. I was proud. I was glad when it was over with. I mean, I don't mind telling you, last Sunday I was revising until 11:30. 11:30 I thought, you know what, I need to pack it in. I need to have a cup of tea, half an hour, just to wind down a bit, watch some crap on YouTube, and then go to bed, because I'm up tomorrow at 6:30. And that was what I did. I got to my station, and right at the back of me, my examiner came. My assessor, yeah. So I thought I might have a bit of time for just an odd bit, a little bit more revision. Not much, just a bit. Anyway, that weren't going to happen. But I was all right with it anyway. The guy was pretty decent with me. Made a cup of tea. He said, I was opening up the station, so going, so you open it, I'll make a cup of tea. He said, tell me what you're doing as you're doing it, so I can tick it off. I said, yeah, sure. So I opened up the station, turned all the radios on, opened the shutters, moved the plotting table, you know, did everything I needed to do. You know, some of that starts well. That was an easy thing, just like the warm-up. And some of that starts well, tends to go well, doesn't it? He had me plotting things on the nautical map that we have. Finding things. Get the bearings of one of the buoys out there, which you can see from our station. Hiya.
Hello. Hey, up there, Jack. How you doing?
He's doing fine.
You doing alright, mate?
He is.
Good lad.
Yeah, and I knew I'd get through that one really easy because I'd been practicing on it. I'd read up on it. So I knew exactly what I was doing and how to do it, how to get the bearing, find the bearing, write it down, make an estimate, go to the map, plot its position. And he said, yeah, he said, well done, you've done it. Give its coordinates in eastings and northings. And he said, yeah, he said, you've done that. And I had to find somewhere on the map a position and give its coordinates. Then find the coordinates of something and give and say what were there. Which was nothing to me anyhow, using a normal ordnance survey map. You know, doing loads of walking, I know what I'm doing with them. The only thing is, I've got into the habit of giving 8-figured grid reference numbers, and I only wanted 6. But I remembered that, because I was told that before, so yeah, you got your 6-figured grid reference. Yeah, no, I was absolutely over the moon. I kind of knew through it, I thought I'm doing okay, because I'm answering the questions. I'm saying what I would do and how I would do it. I even got my radio practice. If I was to call somebody using the HF radio, I know I got that right. I got the overs and outs in the right place. Who I was calling to and who I was. I got it all right. I thought, well, you've done that right. I was able to read the radar and give positions and what was there, what I was looking at. Got something called AIS, which identifies shipping where it is. I was able to work with that. So all the stuff that I needed to do, I just went ahead, just did it. I got caught out on little things, like they want a flag and I got the flag wrong. I think I got it upside down. So they prompted me on that. He just asked me, are you sure? And I thought, no, I've got it wrong. It's over and above. N over C, November over Charlie. So that was a prompt, so I know I got a B for that. And I think there are a few other bits which, well, there was nothing where I said I don't know. And there was nothing where he had to prompt me more than once. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. In a nutshell, yeah. Yeah. Even all the revision. You know, having retired from teaching many, years and years ago, I've not really done any learning. And one thing, what were good, I've had to learn how to learn again. Oh sure, I've done loads of reading. I read a lot. There's no doubt about that, but that's been for pleasure. Reading for pleasure is one thing, and yes, you do learn. But learning because you have to learn is a totally different skill set altogether. And yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've been stressed at times. If you're not stressed, you're not learning. You don't want to be too stressed where you can't learn. But you've got to have some challenge there. If there's no challenge, you're not learning. If there's too much challenge, you're not learning. So you have to have the right amount of challenge and the right amount of motivation. The two things go together. So yeah, I did enjoy it. I've enjoyed all of it. I enjoy being involved with Coastwatch. Are you back, are you? You've had to have a new tyre, Edward? No, it's, you know, it's like a privilege really, Dwayne, to be with, you know, Coast Watch. It really is. It's like I said before, who knows? I mean, I might never do anything remarkable, but then again, who can say? You just don't know. But I know if I were called upon, I'd know what to do. If I'm on duty at our station in Hornsey and something happens, I would know exactly who to contact. I'd know exactly what to do, what to note down, and what assistance to give. So I know I'd do okay. And it's that confidence really, isn't it? That's the thing. It's having, you know, that confidence where you can say, yeah, I do know. I know exactly where I'm going. You're going out, Dave? I'll tell you what, catch you later then. We'll have a chat about today's events if you want. Enjoy yourself anyhow. Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so, Dwayne. I mean, yeah, I should have. I'm confident. I know I can deal with stuff. That's the important thing. And I think, you know, I know I'm part of that search and rescue team. I'm not going to be going out in a lifeboat. I'm never going to be a winchman on a helicopter or anything like that. I'd be more of a bloody hindrance than a help, I'll tell you that now, if I was in a lifeboat. But there's a part for me to play. I can support those brave people who are risking their lives, and I can help them. Which, yeah, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm privileged, in fact. Well, doing it now, I mean, that's it. I've got through my training. I've got through my assessment, Jack. I love it. It's second nature. Next time I go, I'm expecting I'll be the one who keeps a book and things like that. And as you said, it just becomes, you just do it because that's what you do. I know how to do it. It'll probably take me a couple of months to really bed into it. You know, where you get to that position where you do it with your eyes shut. I'm not there yet, but I know I can do what, I know in an emergency I would do what's expected. So I'm really happy about that. I don't intend taking any more responsibility on at the moment. Just want to learn, get better, practice. And get more confident. I know we get tested once a year. You get observed basically. That's a bit like being in a school when you teach and they come and observe you. You know, your department head, the deputy head. So that'll happen. And we also have a major exercise every year where we're working with the lifeboat boat, the Coastguards, the helicopter. I don't know how that will pan out, but it'll be good. And then when you think of what happened here a few weeks ago, you realise just how necessary it is. Yes, Edward. There were two people swept to sea. They were fishermen. I think they were in a boat. It was in either Devon or Cornwall. They lost them. Today, the second body was recovered. I don't know any more details other than that. You know, the sea is cruel and unforgiving. You have to respect it. It's not all nice and seasidey and kiddies playing. It can just turn, as we've seen. You make a mistake out there and you can pay with it with your life. I love the sea. But I know you've got to respect it. Well, we could have walked along the sand up to Hollyman and back. Would have been pretty much alright if we had have done, but I don't know. I've never actually walked on just this bit at all yet. Further up, often. Come on. He doesn't like coming here. Let's see how far we are. Well, we walked 6.42 miles. We should make about 8 miles by the time I get home. No, he's alright. I thought his coat were all undone, but it's not. It was nice last night spending a bit of time with the Duchess. Knowing I'm not having her advise, I'll just give her short answers, yes or no, or I don't know, and then getting back into my reading. I was able to spend a little bit of time with her, talking to her and listening to her, which is something I've not been able to do for weeks. Yes, the 15-year-old, yes. That were done, they spotted it last Thursday, you may remember. Not last week, a week ago on Thursday. And I put loads of things on here about it. We came back on Friday, but the weather was that bad, the tides were bad, they couldn't do anything. Saturday, we came back. Hello, how you at, mate? Hello, you. Hello, hello, hello. Hiya. Want to play, don't we?
It's cold night tonight, isn't it?
It is. It's really cold.
Good job there's no wind, otherwise it's freezing.
It's gonna be vile tomorrow.
Was it?
Apparently so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got that storm, Chandra, coming in.
I always go at 7 o'clock, but I don't usually look outside the house till about 10 o'clock or something. See you then.
See you later, mate. Take care. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, going back to the 15-year-old. So we came back on the Saturday. It was like Saturday morning, about 10 o'clock, me and Toby were walking up to Holland. And there were the 2 or 3 underwater search police vans, the big fire service rescue tender that were there, a fire engine, you know, and paramedics, ambulance. Oh, I don't know, they had loads of things there, plus 2 excavators. One of them was absolutely enormous. And yeah, you couldn't go anywhere near. The Coastguards were there. There were about 4 different Coastguard, 4x4s. Anyhow, we went over to Holland Beach, me and Toby. Coming back, they're holding up the traffic. And this Coastguard says you can't come past. I said, no, fair enough. So I just stood there. And I think at that point, they were taking the body into an ambulance. I never said anything at the time. I thought it needs to be announced. And then after that, he kind of let us go. Hello, folk. And yeah, it was her body, the young girl, Grace. Awful. So she was at sea for 2 weeks and 1 day, because it was a Friday when she went, you might recall, and it was Whew. Hi Bobby, how are you? You're right, Edward, it can be absolutely evil, the sea at times. It is beautiful, the sea. You've got to respect it, you've got to appreciate its danger. You've got to understand that. It's beautiful to look at, but it can kill you. I know if me and Toby are going to go out to Holland Beach, always check the tide times first. I know we'll be all right, even if the tide's coming in and going out, but even so, you've got to know. If I'm going to go to Saint Lemaire or further up the coast than that, to Tunstall or somewhere, I like to go out while the tide's still going out. That way I know we can do it. We can get there. If I want to spend a bit of time there, so I can still get back and I'm not having to rush. Nice, steady walk. You know, I know I'll be okay. I've got to get to the last groin, the last set of groins before the tide swallows them. Otherwise I'd be climbing over the rocks, and I don't really fancy doing that. especially having Toby with me. So I've got to time it to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. At some point we'll go back to Cleethorpes or somewhere. You know, when it gets warmer weather, I'll have a gimbal and things like that with me. And we'll look at the sea forts. Apparently one of them you can walk out to if you know what you're doing. I shan't be doing it. One, I don't know what I'm doing, and two, what would be the point? But there's two sea forts there which guarded the mouth of the Humber. Told you before, the whole of Holderness was like a giant military garrison during the war. Here we are. That's what it's about. Come on, Toby. It's nice now, actually, when you think about it. It's beginning of this month. By now it'll be pitch dark here. We'll be coming past in the dark at this time. And it's what? It's about 4:30 now. And by now it would literally be pitch dark, but it isn't. You can see it's going dark. But yeah, but it's still light enough, isn't it? So things are getting better. So from Monday, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be ramping up a little bit. Instead of coming on at 3:30, and I'll be coming on at 4:45. So I'll be coming on 15 minutes later. Probably for a few weeks, and I'll ramp up to 4 o'clock. I'll be going out at 3 o'clock then. So that gives me a little bit of leeway as well. Because at the moment, I'll come out around about 10 o'clock till 12, but it's usually 12:30, and I'm out again at 2:30. Till about 4, 5 o'clock. That's what I do. Although Mondays is a bit different because of Coast Watch. And then other days I'm not able to do it because I find that I've got other things to do. But as from next Monday, we'll be coming out at 4:45. As I said, for a few weeks, we'll see how that goes. And then I'll extend that to 4 o'clock. So for me, I'll be leaving my house at 3 o'clock, pick you guys up at 4, rather than 3:30. But that's to come. Next week it'll be 4:45. So I'll leave our house at 2:45. Pick you lot up at 4:45, and then as long as we're out, well, that guy's coming back up, so I better put him on short lead. There we go. He'd like to have a go at him, would Toby? Hi Stephen, how are you? I'm well, Toby's well. God, -30. Oh my God. It was amazing. And she hadn't been at the cliff. She was actually in the, in the rock armour, stuff like that. She was actually in that. Now, not here, but further up there. Now, she hadn't been there that long because they've been checking it. The Coastguard and the police have been checking it every day, literally. You'd see them checking, coming around and looking. And so they found her on Thursday week ago. So where her body had been before that, we'll never know. But going back about 5-6 years ago, a fisherman got washed overboard, one of our local lads. And his body ended up in the Humber. Hi mate. His body ended up in the Humber, and it took about 2 weeks to find that. We know if anything happens round here, the prevailing tide will take you south. No, Cornwall does have, yeah, you're right there, Jack. Cornwall does have high cliffs, but there's lots of places in Britain that also have high cliffs. But yeah, thanks Dwayne, that means a lot, that people are proud of me. Thank you very much. Thanks MUFC 42, it is lovely. It's a lovely place to be. Personally, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Right. Hello, you two. Come on, you. Yes, I know it is. Yes. There's certain dogs that Toby doesn't like. I don't know why he doesn't like them. He's just taking a dislike to them. There's other dogs who he's absolutely fine with. Well, we got 13 people. Just like to say hello to everybody and welcome you all to my video if you like it, and please like, comment, share and subscribe. Got lots of stuff on my channel which you might like.
Okay.
Hiya.
You all right?
I'm okay, how are you?
Not so bad, thank you.
I'm miles away there.
All right, enjoy making.
Yeah, I'm on my blog, so
You on TikTok?
no, I don't bother with TikTok.
What do you do?
I'm on YouTube.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Daryl Baker 1692.
Daryl Baker. 60. Oh, look, you watch.
Yeah, it's
up and down vlogging all the time, yeah.
Yeah, it's all in lowercase
Yeah.
on YouTube. So it's Daryl, D-A-R-R-Y-L,
Yeah.
Baker, all one word, 1692.
Right, I'll try and find you, fella.
All right,
See you soon, mate.
you take care. Thanks a lot, Dwayne. Thanks. Yeah, you're right there, Edward. It is great. I worked damned hard for it and I got a good result. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. You know, I wouldn't have wanted to have just kind of got a condoned pass or anything like that. If you're going to do something, you've got to put your heart and soul into it. You've got to do, you want the best you can get. You know, anything less than that, it's just not enough, is it? You've got to do your it don't matter what it is, you've got to do your best. You've got to be able to come away and say, you know what, I've done my level best. And anything I do, I always try to do my level best, and that I brought my kids up to be exactly the same as me with that. You've always got to give it your best shot, always. Well, we've done 7.24 miles. What I think we'll do, we'll walk down a bit and we'll come back up Bannister Street and we'll have a shufty at the old, what used to be the bus garage. They've now pulled it down and they're finishing off whatever it is they're doing with it. So we can have a look at that. Personally, I'm sorry the bus garage is gone. Not that it made any difference to me. I like looking at buses. When I was a kid, I lived in Manchester until being about 11. Now my nana and my granddad had a cottage in a place called Eptonstall, which is right on top of the Pennines in Yorkshire. And we didn't have cars in them days. You went anywhere, you either walked or you went by bus. Well, we used to have to get the bus from Middleton, near Manchester, to Todmorden. At Todmorden we had to change onto another bus, and that would take us to a place called Mythome. At Mythome we had to get the other bus right up the hill to Eptonstall. And we'll do that walk at some point, but we'll talk about that another time. But every time we went past Todmorden bus depot, I always used to like to have a quick look in. Not that there was anything to see but buses, or it were empty. But I always used to like to look in. Now, years later, when I moved to Burnley, I used to take my kids to Ebden Bridge and Eptonstall, show them the cottage, you know, that sort of thing. Anyway, again, I used to like to look in the garage. When we moved to Elland, yeah, not far from Todd, again, the garage were there. And then just before we moved, first bus, the company who owned it, demolished it. And all you've got there now is a hard standing and a couple of porter cabins, which is what our bus garage is going to be like. So, a bit disappointed really. There's nothing to see in them places, but I like looking in them. I think everybody does. Oh, Jack, yeah. Yeah, we do have some. In the summer, you do get a fun fair, MUFC, and it lasts like the whole of the 6-week holiday. If you got little kids, it's a great place. We do have amusement arcades as well. You've lots of cafes and things for little kids to do. And then as well as that, you've got places like Hornsey, just a bit further up the coast, and of course Bridlington. If you've got older kids, teenagers, you bring them here, the chins will be bumping along the floor because there's nothing for them to do. It's not Blackpool. But if you've got littler kids, you know, I don't know, up to 9-year-old, it's a good place to be. We have quite a few caravan sites. Probably the most famous one will be Park Dean. Look at Google Park Dean. And then when you get on their website, just look up Withensea. Yeah, for younger kids, there's plenty to do, plenty to see. But as I said, for older kids, not so much. My grandkids come over, they love being over here. Oh yeah, did they? The Pennines are brilliant. Me and my old Duchess would think nothing of walking from Burnley to Hebden Bridge over the Pennines and back again, pushing a pram. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jack. The Jack Russell Society. There is a lot. This last few years, there's just seemed to be a lot of Jack Russells. Yeah, I know Greyhound. Yeah, I know about Greyhound buses. Yeah, I'm sorry about the debt of the garage as well. Does the council cut our grass? Yes, not as often as we'd like them to. But come summer, they will make sure it's cut properly. Make the place look a bit better. Yeah, it's a nice place to be honest. And the good thing about Withensea, it's not expensive. It's not like you go to Scarborough or Brid. It is expensive. It's like you're talking Blackpool prices near, and the same quality of service. Withensea's not too bad. It's reasonably priced. You don't get millions. You get a lot of people coming here, but you don't have that many where you can't move. Yeah, there's still plenty of room. There's room on the beach. You know, if you live in Manchester or, you know, it's well worth a trip over on a bank holiday Monday or something. If I go to Manchester, it takes me to get from here to junction 18 on the 62. It'll take me round about 2 hours. But it's a reasonable day. Compare and contrast with going to Blackpool and getting stuck on the whatever on the is it the 55? you know, or going to Scarborough and getting on that A64, the junction with the A19. God, that is horrific. That is a nightmare. So yeah, just do it on a bank holiday Monday or something. Just, I'll tell you what, we'll have a day at the seaside. Guy I know on the internet in Withensea. What I've seen of it looks kind of alright. No. With a population of about 6,500, something like that. You can walk from one end to the other in about 10 minutes, about 15 minutes. When I'm walking, we walk around here and there. So of course on here, it looks quite big, but it isn't. Have a look at Withensea on a map, Edward, and you'll see it's not big at all. But I walk all the way around. Now it's part of my exercise as well, so that's what I do. I blog this while I'm on my exercise, you know, for my diabetes. See, this is what remains of the bus garage. We've got an excavator down there, one there, you had 3 the other day. This is all that's left. I think that is where the fuel tank used to be. I don't know though. Well, I'll have completed, by the time I get home, I'll have completed about 8 miles. I'll just take you past some of the amusements. They have kiddie things in here. Not sure what though. Yeah, this is Game King all the way along here. Yeah, this is your arcade, right the way along. So this is more of it here, Game King. So all this will be open as well in the summer. I'm just going to change my hands. Yeah, so just do that, Edward, and see what you think. It's a nice ride over in the car anyway. Hopefully by the time you come we'll have got Hull sorted out, so it'll be straight through, or they will have done that. The A63 is an issue at the moment coming through Hull, but that's due to be sorted out in the next 2 weeks or so. Right. So it's another arcade here, look. So there is a lot, there is quite a lot to do. For younger kids especially. Like I said, when we get a bit older, not so much. Just gone past some kiddie winks, so that's why I moved my camera. Well, that's our new heron. That's our old heron. Before that used to be the shop. Now that's going to be the shop, and that was a storeroom. So what they've done, they've turned the shop into a storeroom and the storeroom into a shop. Well, it is about to get dark, Dwayne, it really is. I'm happy you're glad to hear the good news. I was so relieved last Monday, so relieved. I mean, I never doubted I'd pass it. It's always the same though, with anything you do. You want a good pass. You don't just want a pass. You want to know you've hit it, and you've hit it big. You get the biggest bang for your buck that you can. You want to hit the jackpot. And to me the jackpot was getting the best possible score. Here we are, it's 5 o'clock. According to St. Nicholas. Or St. Nicholas's church anyway. So I came out at 20 past 2. 25 past 2 actually. So we've been out for 2 hours and 35 minutes. Well, I'm not bothered about this guy. His dad's a mate of mine. When he comes to see his daddy, he can park in front of my car, but I wish he'd park in front of me on here rather than there, but I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not that bothered. Well folks, thank you for your company. Toby wants to say good night, and I want to say good night to everybody. it's been great. It's been a really good walk, and I've really enjoyed it tonight. I enjoy it every night. Thanks, Edward. It's always great to have your company. Stephen, yeah. Many thanks to you as well for coming with us. And I shall see you all on the next one. Thanks for your likes, thanks for your shares, thanks for your comments, and above all, thanks for your subscriptions. It's been great. And as I said, I'll see you all on the next one. I'm going to go home now, spend a bit of time with Duchess, have me tea, and get Toby his tea. So good night, everyone.